Well, it's another glorious morning here in northern Wyoming. I can see a little bit of grouse movement, so that's a good sign. Shows we've got a little bit of wind. Been struggling with the lack of wind, which makes it very hard for the dog to find birds. But it looks like we might not have that problem this morning. I'll get up here a little bit farther, check the direction. It looks like it's coming out of the north, which is what I would expect, but level check it up here at where the two-track tees, and then decide which direction to go and how to run the dog. Got some snow moving into the forecast later today and the rest of the week. Hopefully it doesn't build up too much. For some years it gets so deep everywhere I just can't get anywhere and my hawking season ends. Hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully I'll be able to continue. Check the wind here real quick. Yep, straight out of the north, just like I figured. So we'll go down to the south end, turn around and run the dog back into it. Oh, I just bumped some huns. And they went over the edge. The last time this happened, they went far. I went over the edge to fly, and they weren't right there. But I think there's only the one group in this area, so it looks like that's my flight. I do have a pigeon with me. I don't normally like tossing pigeons here, because if Clyde chases it off, you can go a long way a direction there's no roads. And to get to him, I got to go a long way around to get to him, so I don't like tossing strong pigeons, but I've got a pigeon that he would catch. So, there's no chance of that going far. I wonder if I should even just try running my dog on where they're at. They just went over the edge. You know what, I'm gonna drive to the south end and work back into it with the dog. And they might move back up onto the top in the meantime, and the dog will find them there, or over the edge, hopefully he'll find them there as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. That would be smarter. Flying over a point's always much better than roughly marked birds. Yeah, if you see exactly where they set down, that's awesome, you can just fly it, but like that where they go over a ridge and you don't know, it's pretty iffy. Yeah, we'll continue with plan A. I think just for grins, before putting the dog on, I'm going to check the wind speed. That shows the wind blowing between 4 and 6 miles an hour, which is awesome. That'll give Astro much better chances of finding birds. If there was zero wind, I would have been more inclined to fly those huns that bumped, just because the chances of finding some with no wind are so remote. But with this little bit of wind, this would be much better. And I lost GPS signal on him, and it hasn't come back. It hasn't come around the other side. It could be on point over there. It could just be up farther down the ridge. I'm gonna hold the pocket link higher, see if that helps. Okay, that got him. He's moving, he's coming this way, it looks like. Maybe. He's up, showing him on top of that hill. Okay, it shows he's not moving, he's up there. I'm gonna back up and turn around a little bit. This is kind of curious. I kind of prefer to have eyes on them before flying it, but you can't always get what you want. Lost it completely there, not even a turbo. I'm gonna go back to where I was. Okay, I got it, he's coming. Either it bumped or he was just looking at deer or something. Whatever it was, we're moving on. I've lost the signal again. We're getting closer to the area where I originally saw those huns. Let's see if I can pick it up. I'm getting nothing. Back here I can drive over close to the edge. Okay, we picked him up toward the left. There are some deer there. I don't see him yet, but I've got signal on him. Says he's not moving. 200 yards. Oh no, he's not to the left. He's straight ahead. That's about where those huns went. Okay, I'm going to watch this signal and start getting ready to fly. And if he still doesn't move when I'm ready, I'm going to fly it. Emergency pigeon moving just in case. Disappointed him at this spot and not flush game. Sometimes he's going to be real skeptical about it. Mr. Pitch will work. Oh, he sees the doggone point. That might work even better. Yeah, he's looking at the doggone point more than looking at me flashing my pigeon. I'll start heading down there. Hopefully he'll get on the wing before I flush. Renew his confidence in our ability to flush game for him. stubborn. So we've been holding point very nicely. Good boy. Okay, get him up. Get him, get him. Woo! Watch the fence. Okay, he's chasing that one a ways. Start heading back with the truck. Got to hit record on the GPS. Okay, it shows he's still moving. Looks like he's coming back. I don't think we have any huns left. So it's lure time. Oh, he landed on the hill up there before getting back. I didn't see him, but the GPS says he did. I'll just walk to the top of the hill then. Last few times I've flown in this exact same spot, on this exact same covey of huns, I wasn't able to find them. I bumped them, and they usually don't go far, but we either missed them completely because of lack of wind, or they went farther than I thought. More likely farther than I thought, because we searched it pretty hard. So he was very reluctant to fly here because he figured it would be no good. But when he finally got going, we produced something. Oh. Who needs a Stairmaster at a gym when you got this? Good boy, Astro. You did awesome. Put my pigeon in here while I stoop in the lure. want to get in, Astro? Go ahead. Okay. I can't see him over there, but GPS knows he's there. Come on! Help! And now he's coming. Somewhere he's coming. I can't see him, but GPS said he was coming. Help! You land again? Yeah. He came part way and landed. He really isn't in the mood to fly today. Come on! He might be on the other side of the ridge enough that he can't see me. Now he's coming. Guess he'll come to the sound of my voice. So he might have been over there moving, looking for me. Come on, buddy. Should have brought a pigeon he could kill sooner this spot, so he wouldn't have been disappointed when I didn't flush enough in those times, and he would have flown better. Having lots of game makes it way easier to make a good bird. When game is scarce, it makes it almost impossible. If you got lots of game, you can pass up all kinds of iffy slips, like something that's roughly marked. You know, I'll just go wait and get a good point, and so on. Too close to cover, pass that up. But you got to have a lot of game to be able to do that, and we definitely don't this year. My old bird Pinky, oh, he's 25 years old now. His first few years, we had tons of game. And that's part of what made him such a good bird. Birds that don't try as hard hunting, they would just rather have the lure. Kind of welfare rats. When the handouts, they don't want to earn it. But if you stoop into the lure, make them work for that welfare check, it doesn't become the easy option. Catching game is actually easier. So you won't ever slack off. Clyde's always been real gamey though, so it's not been a worry. He just doesn't always want to hunt the same way I want to hunt. Today he wanted me to just go down there and root around and flush with him sitting on the cliff. And then he'd fly down off the cliff and chase him down was his idea. Hey, look, a prairie falcon. Nice sized bird, looks like a female. We used to have a female prairie would join us in our hawking out here regularly. And she would never crab, which I know, yes, prairie falcon would never crab, that's weird, but that was the case. And she would look for us to flush for her. And she killed a fair number of huns that we flushed, or at least we're pretty certain she killed them. We never went and poked her on the kill, but Sure looked like a kill from the distance. She's moving on. She saw him chasing, thought there was some action. Decided my lure doesn't look that appealing to her. Oh, here she's coming still. Trying to decide if he's got anything good. So, quit. That's a second bird. I think it's a hag. So I sort of tell from a distance with prairies. Definitely a female. Clyde's not too bothered by the prairie. They usually don't crowd with him anyway because he's bigger than them. But he was a barn-raised bird, a cack barn. He was in there with 50 or 60 other falcons. And he was not the biggest of that bunch. He's about one of the smaller, actually. A lot of big female gyrs. So he's used to being around other birds. They don't mess with him, leaves them alone. It's all good. Although, that hack barn did teach him to be wary on kills, which I think has saved his life before. So when there's that many birds in a barn, they get robbed a lot. The breeder would put live quail and small chickens in there for him. And it was usually the gyrkins go down and kill them. And they'll take it back to the back end of the barn where all the females are. And one of the females will steal it from them. And then the gyrkin will go kill another one and so on. So kind of feeding the females. But it teaches the gyrkins to give up food and watch your six, which are both great attributes. No meal's worth dying for. But once I convinced Clyde that the slip was good and to get in the air, his pitch wasn't great. I forgot to hit the record, so I don't know how high it was, but I'm guessing about 200 feet. But once he went up and waited on, we promptly were able to flush, which will be good for renewing his confidence in this spot. He's had flushes in other spots recently, real well, but he remembers that this is the same spot that he got skunked on. I always hit him as he's swallowing the last bite, because he's like a lot of gyrkins and gyr hybrid tercels that as soon as they're done eating, they're not looking on the glove for scraps or anything else. They're just going to go again and they start baiting. So just put the hood on right away and avoid all that. If I did that with a prairie falcon, they'd be upset. Prairie falcons love to look for all the little scraps, and they want to make sure every tiny last little bit is gone before you put the hood on, because they don't want to miss out. Just different personalities, different ways to go about it. No bird's the same as another. You got to treat them all with their individual needs. Now, the original forecast said it was going to be snowing right now, but they pushed it back a little bit. It's not supposed to start till later today. That's part of the reason we've got a little bit of wind in the front moving in still. So it's still pretty easy driving and getting around. So no issues getting out of here. Tomorrow may be a different story, we'll see. Until then, thanks for watching.